Great. Well, welcome everybody and good evening. We are very happy to have you here at the Pisces New Moon Intention Circle. We've got a super new moon that we're coming up on the 20th of February. And so we're excited to be able to share some of the key pieces of the energy of that moon coming up, as well as some of the work that we're going to be doing between now and March 21st. So before I hand it over to Valanne to share the channeled message for this evening, and that is a message that she received for this particular new moon group, and for those of you who are listening on recording at any point, because I know there are a bunch of you that like to do that, I just wanted to share with you that we are going to be running the Enlighten Up 2023 Vision Board Building Circle on the 21st of March. For those of you that were with us in the teaching in January, of course, this circle is included for you. But for those of you that were not with us in January, we have a recording of all of that teaching, as well as all of the resources and the workbook that Valanne designed and so on. All of that is included for you. And so if you would like to join us on Tuesday, March 21st, the invitation is open to you. And as it happens, for our New Moon Circle members, we have a special discount and a separate discount code also for our Inner Wisdom members. So those of you who are either part of, well, if you're here, you're part of New Moon Circle. So those of you who are part of New Moon Circle, or if you are also part of Inner Wisdom Circle, watch your email. Probably tomorrow morning, maybe tonight if I get really energetic. I will send you your discount code and the link, and you can take a look at what it's all about and see if it is for you. And if you would like to join us on the 21st of March, it's going to be a very powerful time. It's the astrological new year. We're going to be doing the work under the equinox new moon. And we're going to be vision boarding together and crafting really powerful images with each other and for ourselves. We'll have some guided pieces, it'll be interactive, and we'll give you lots of time to play with your own vision board and to find the perfect images, if you haven't already found them, for your visioning for the balance of your year, for your year. And of course, the teachings that Valanne included have lots of information about the kinds of energies that we're going to be playing in over the next several months. So it's a wonderful way to support yourself through the year. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Valanne, who will share with us the message that she has for us for this evening from Zora.
Okay. And before I do that, I'm just going to say one thing that I don't think you mentioned is that we provide specific information around from your chart about what is happening for you specifically over the course of the new year to help shape your intentions and your vision board. So there's a very much individualized part of the workshop.
Right. Yeah, good point. Actually, when you register, you get an email that asks for your birth information, and that's to give to Valanne, who's an astrologer, of course, and she will do your chart for you and then send you back the information that you will need to do the workbook for yourself. Yeah, great.
Okay, so the message that came through yesterday for the group is this. My dear ones, for you, dreams and imagination can take on a quality of unreality within the context of your own day-to-day life experience. However, in truth, it's exactly the opposite. Your dreams, your imagination, your sense of the unseen is indeed the true reality and comes into form in your perceived concrete reality from that place. Allow your connection to all that you create in your dream world through creativity and connection to your essence to open your consciousness to the understanding that from this spark of inspiration, you can manifest what you imagine. Remember to focus on what is truly important. This is the gift of living a life that's expressed within the context of a three-dimensional reality.
Just taking a moment to let that sink in again. And so we just wanted to share with you some of the energies of this particular new moon And one of the reasons, of course, why we love to get together to set intentions for the new moon is that it is this quiet time of pure potential. And the Pisces new moon particularly understands that pure potential well. The Pisces connection with unity consciousness allows for that spaciousness. And we're going to do a journey a little bit later that's going to help us to open up to that energy. We want to set intentions in the way that we are opening ourselves to being able to plant those seeds of possibility and unfold into that authentic version of ourselves. And this particular moon beckons us to surrender to that inimitable fluidity and to open to fully receive those changeable ways of being in the world that are going to serve us so well in the coming months.
So the Pisces energy in general is what we're going to be working with over the next month of this Pisces moon. And the idea is that it is the place where we surrender to the oneness, the place of no borders, the place of compassion, the place of our intuition. There's that flow when the Pisces is connected to the ocean, that sense of no containment, everything is one. So some of the key qualities are in your intuition, are tapping into your own personal visions that flow through you. And that sense of being adaptable and flexible in the flow of what life is providing at this time. So it's a beautiful time to really be conscious of the dream, of the dissolving of the ego, of the connection to others through empathy. And there's always two sides to every sign, or a polarity. And the dark side is the place where one may choose to escape, may seek to dissolve into, the bigness of life and escape the day-to-day world. There is a sense of being unsure or not clarity, so that doubtfulness can come up. There can even be a distrust, because Pisces can also be associated with illusions and disillusionment. So there's those pieces that we can be aware of, where that shows up in our life at this time. And whenever that happens, certainly within the context of the moon cycle, it's a place to just be aware of, oh, this is a teaching for me. Oh, this is where I want to escape. This is where I want to find some way to be in denial. This is whatever that is for everyone. It's a lovely place to be aware, so that you can accept that as a teaching, as a way of recognizing where you are learning and where you're growing and where you're healing. So it's just a beautiful energy. And I'm going to just add to that self-compassion. We're talking about compassion, but when I'm thinking about all the changes that are going on in the world and all the things that we're being called to change within ourselves, to me, self-compassion and unconditional love for self is so powerful right now, and to be remembered particularly at this time with this energy. So these are some of the key energies that I've pulled out for this new moon. And as Sasha mentioned it's a super moon, and it actually is closer to the earth. It's not perceived, it actually is. The moon is closer to the earth than at other times. So that in itself creates an extra power for this moon. So it's just something to be aware of, that we can, some of the energies will be augmented. So taking the idea of the Pisces energy, part of this whole thing is embracing our spiritual path. And I've put new spiritual path because this is the fourth new moon at the first degree of the sign. So you don't need to worry about this in terms of the astrology, just to know it's a beginning. So it's accentuating the idea that we are all starting a new path. We're all called to changes that are coming. They're mostly coming in March, but this is the precursor to and big changes are coming astrologically that we're all going to feel. So part of this month is that call to create the space and the time to be quiet, to really tap into your creativity, to your compassion, to anything that allows you to connect to your essence and your spirit. And there's a lovely piece about this because there's so much Piscean energy in the actual new moon chart, that just allowing that sense of grace and beauty and creative flow and essence to be part of your dreams. Because Pisces is about the visions and the dreams and even the ideals you have for yourself. So just to be in that. And Pisces is also in the zodiacal order, it's the last sign before we start the new year. Aries is the start of the zodiacal new year. It's the spring equinox. So this is also a chance to connect to what we can let go of, what maybe needs to be released, what we don't want to carry with us into the new cycle. So, and it's a beautiful time because as we just connect to our inner self and to our inner voice and to what is calling to us, just to recognize the pieces that are asking to be released, asking to not be carried forward. So beautiful time for that. For anyone who knows their astrological chart, they just want to look at where Pisces is, and that can be part of the place where you can hone or focus your attentions. You can do it wherever you want, but that is also just give you a clue to where this energy is playing out for yourself. And if you don't know, that doesn't matter because this is all encompassing. So there's a really important piece that's going on right now with this chart. And part of that is Saturn, the planet of manifestation. What is real in life? How do I make it concrete? How do I plan for something? Is connected to this Piscean new moon. So what that means is it's about commitment. It's about staying power. It's about what you're creating now is going to have lasting impacts. So I've got be intentional about what you're dreaming in. So as you're dreaming, as you're in the flow, as you've got, that creative flow flowing through you, it's almost as if be discerning about what you actually want to bring into your life. What do you actually want to intend? And over the course of this year, Saturn is going to connect with one Pisces 3 times. So the whole of 2023 is going to be about what are you manifesting? What dreams have you put in place at this new moon that you're going to bring into concrete reality for yourself? So this is a really potent time and particular setup. This is unique to this chart of this new moon to manifest. This is a beautiful time. So once again, there's always a reason to really pay attention to the new moon, but this is one to pay attention and to think, what do I want to create over the long term? And what do I want to have staying power? And Saturn itself creates a new foundation. So there's a whole new cycle coming in that's going to be about creating structure within this Piscean energy. That's coming in on March 7th. So this new moon is the beginning of that. So really to start to think about, how do I want to maybe even contain the Piscean nature, the creativity or the compassion within your life? What does that look like? And Saturn takes time. So there's a sense of, and just being patient with what you are intending or what you want to create in your life, and allow it to grow over time. And that all of that is encompassed. So it's a potent time to manifest, and also a part to just allow things to unfold in the time that is required for a full, blossoming of what you're intending. There's a lovely connection, supportive connection between Venus and Pluto. And Pluto's about empowerment, and Venus is about love and worth and what you value. So there's an opportunity here to transform or to really examine where we step into our power around what's important to us and how we see ourselves, how we nurture our own self-worth. And it can also have to do with financial matters. That's where the value comes in. So there may even be a transforming on a much more sort of mundane aspect of your life. This is a beautiful time because this is supportive energy. And the planet Neptune is drawn into this. And so Neptune is about self-compassion and empathy and a sense of oneness. So that connected with Venus about our self-love and about our relationships and about our value, all of this is supported right now. So there's something really beautiful. So that sense of empowering yourself through self-love is a beautiful opportunity to really sit in that and think of what that means for you, or what piece of your life that can be enhanced with that level of connection to how you feel about yourself, and what you can do to transform the pieces where maybe full self-love, and we all struggle with this in one way or another, we're not embracing full. This is a chance to transform that and to do some deep healing around it in a way that's really supportive. So lovely example of what we can use this moon for. There's also the sense of the new coming in. So there's a new energy. It's really going to take hold in March, but this moon to me sets it up. And it's almost like we can't fully see what's coming, but we can feel it. And that sense of Jupiter is going to be connected to a healing planet, Chiron, and Jupiter is about our beliefs, and it's about what expands us and what opens us. And so it's almost as if we are being offered the opportunity to see things in a new way. This is all coming back to the beginning of the new beginning that's happening in March for all of us. So just being in the awareness that even if we don't know where that new path is opening for us, to me, there's almost a sense of excitement. There is something coming. There are changes coming. It's healing for us. And Jupiter does reveal truths. So that's why I've got that there. It offers truths that can heal. Be open to what is coming to you as guidance. It doesn't mean a specific thing you're doing. It's a place where you're connecting to a new part of yourself that is going to allow for you to heal pieces. Maybe that's to do with the self-love, the empowerment of the self-love. There's a whole lovely connection with everything. The other piece that I pulled out was this other supportive energies that are happening right now. And part of that has to do with how we communicate and our courage and our healing. So what I've written here is the personal growth is enhanced through your courage to express your truth. So there's a place where the energy of this new moon is offering this to you. And there is a sense of, taking action. That's that Mars. Okay, let me take action on this. Let me step into my courage. What are my visions? How do I want to share that? In whatever way, how do I want to communicate that? How do I want to think about that? The ideas that are going to allow for your unique healing journey. So this is all supportive energy that is happening at this new moon. And the last piece that I pulled out of this chart is the planet or the point Lilith, that is about being in your, it's the fierce feminine. It's the standing up for what's right. Lilith was Adam's first wife in the Adam and Eve story. And she said, I am not going to be subservient. I'm leaving the garden. And she stood up for herself. And she said, that's enough. I can't. So it's that place where you stand up for what you know to be right for yourself in any way at all. And it's connected to communicating your heart energy, and in Aquarius for all. So there's a big sense of what am I going to stand for, that I believe in my heart, that I express through my heart, that is going to offer something that's beyond, something that connects to the collective, to, it's this time where we're starting something new, where we all have something to offer that's going to elevate the global collective, all of us. And I feel like this is part of that. What do you stand for that is heart-centered, that is going to allow you to uplift everyone? So there's a piece here that's really beautiful. And as you go through, there may be different intentions that you might want to use this energy for. And part of it, maybe as you do that, maybe deciding where you want to take a stand. Is it, is it in your connection to your dreams? Is it in your compassion? Is it in your creative work? It doesn't really matter what it is. And it doesn't have to even be a big thing. It just has to be, this is what I can stand for, and I can be in my power. I can be empowered in this place to really uplift everyone I'm connected to, whatever that is for you. It doesn't matter. All, what was the one that, the tide rises all boats, whatever that phrase was.
The rising tide lifts all boats.
There you go. That's it. Exactly. And I've heard that one all my life, and of course couldn't remember it. Anyways, so these are some of the key points that, as you're setting your intentions, as you're working with the energy, and certainly if you check your chart and know where one Pisces is, you can use that to sort of hone in on what areas of life this might be. And if not, just be in the flow of what's coming to you, what's flowing through you, or, step into a meditation and connect to what is your truth, your inner wisdom, and allow that to guide you through all of this. I think that summarizes most the key points I picked out.
Beautiful. Thanks, Valanne. And just a reminder for those of you who are either here in person this evening or who are listening to the recording, who are already registered and have had some of the teachings for the Enlighten Up 23 workshop, you can go deeper with this because Valanne went into the Saturn Pisces piece quite in depth. And of course, your workbook, as well as your exercises, support you through this. And remember that in your bonus material, you actually have a mini ceremony that you can do for this new moon. So if you want to play with this a little bit more, and you want to dance in this energy a little bit more, that's an opportunity for you to do so.
And actually, I'll just add to that. For all of you who've done the workshop, if you go into your Saturn and Pisces information, that is going to tell you where the Pisces energy is in your chart. So you can, I don't know that we specifically said this is where the new moon is, but anywhere you find Saturn in your information, that is your Pisces area of life. So from our new moon intention journal, we've just pulled out a few questions that we can ask ourselves at this time. And the essence of this is honoring your inner knowing. It's that inner, it's the inner, the gift of the innerness, the being connected to what you know from the inside. And so these are just a few questions that we pulled out of the book, and ask, what supports me to relax and dream? And because Saturn's going to Pisces, I'm going to say, what container can you set for yourself, which may be protecting 5 minutes or going for a half-an-hour walk by yourself and just being with yourself. I don't know what that means, but it's a great thing to look at over the next month. And how can I nourish self-trust so I can consistently listen to my wise and inner voice is also something to practice with, to play with, so that self-trust often is built through practice, through validation, through just being in connection and seeing how that works in your life. So there's once again, a beautiful time to connect with yourself in that way. And what practice keep me in the flow of my creativity? It's that sense of creativity being anything that springs forth from you that's an expression of who you are. It has nothing to do with art, has nothing to do with it. It has to do with how are you expressing yourself And so this, once again, is also another time to be aware of where you can connect to that creative flow, whatever that means for you, and really honor it. It's a really beautiful time. And actually that goes back to setting up, okay, what kind of, is it 5 minutes a day where I journal? Is it whatever it is? Connect is a perfect time to start to think about what you can do to support yourself, to create some space in your life, to really connect to your own inner knowing. It's a beautiful time, especially with Saturn going into Pisces, March 4th. This is what this whole moon is, part of the moon is leading up to.
Okay, well, hopefully we won't have a doggy barking during the journey, but we're just going to take a moment to settle into a bit of a journey here. And we're going to explore tonight the ways in which receptivity, that new moon feminine receptivity from the perspective of the divine feminine, is never passive. Instead, like the moon, it engenders that nimble quality of being intentionally attentive or gently aware or prepared to pivot in any given moment. So it's about refining that flexibility within, or that inner flexibility. So let's take a moment to really feel into the breath and allow the breath to be fluid, or notice how the breath can be fluid or liquid as it moves into the body and out of the body. And sometimes as you do this, you can close your eyes if that feels good to you. You can lie down if that feels better. You can cover yourself up to stay warm, or just sit back in your chair. Really feel your connection to the ground, to the earth, really be present to your body. And as you invite the breath in, just that regular, soft inhalation, being receptive to the breath. As you invite that in, you can imagine or visualize that that breath carries with it light and life force energy. And that light can be liquid light. So we're playing with that sense of starlight or moonlight, plasma, liquid light moving into your body with the inhalation. And then as you exhale, allow it to just distribute itself to every cell in your body. Being completely in the flow. And the more you feel yourself in the flow, you begin to sense that perhaps even the cells in your skin, the outer edges of your physicalness, are starting to open up, to soften, to separate. And on the next inhalation, begin to allow yourself to breathe in through your skin, as if you're inviting the environment around you to enter you gently and softly, filling you up with life force energy, with liquid light. And as you exhale, distributing that to every cell in your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body. And so this sense of the Piscean oneness with everything, becoming part of the collective consciousness of all, starts to feel natural, because of course it is inherent to who you are. And from this place, simply sink further into your center and recognize your inherent changeability, your capacity to move and shift, to flow, to allow the energy to flow from your crown, through your center, out your feet, and allow it to return back again to the crown. Similarly, allow the energy to move from the feet, up the back of the legs, up the spinal column, through the neck, out the crown, and back down into the earth to circle back into your body again. This toroidal shape holds you as you expand further and further. Perhaps you find yourself floating amongst the stars, and remind yourself that you too are made of star stuff. And from this place amongst the stars, watch as the moon moves across the sky, around the earth. Watch her shifting and changing in every moment, sometimes closer, sometimes further away, sometimes bright, reflecting fully the light of the sun in opposition to him. Sometimes she is quiet, soft, sweet, a mere sliver of silver. Sometimes she even appears in the day. Such a shifting, ephemeris being she is. Can you feel yourself aligning with this capacity for infinite shifting in every moment? The ability to hold your experience lightly, gently, open-heartedly. And from this place, we set our intention. My intention is that I feel fully supported to open to inspiration and higher guidance as I express my creative imagination with ease. Hey, and welcome back from that lovely journey and that powerful intention setting opportunity. We just want to remind you also, of course, that our Inner Wisdom Circle is running every month, and we are looking forward to enjoying sound healer Susie Wu, who will be joining us for our reflection circle a little bit later this month in February. And then we will be doing some energy healing with Karen Mason in March. And then we have some wonderful guests who are going to be joining us for the rest of the year. And if you take a look at the Inner Wisdom Circle webpage, you'll be seeing some of the guests are popping up as we schedule them. And we are just loving our powerful, deeply connective time that we're spending together in Inner Wisdom Circle. So take a look if you are interested. And of course, a reminder that our Moon Cycle Intention Journal is available on Amazon. And we use it, I use it every month, of course, for journaling, but we also use pieces of it in our circle. So if you have one, you can follow along and you'll notice some of the ways in which we enjoy using pieces from that journal in our Inner Wisdom, we do it for Inner Wisdom Circle as well, but in our New Moon Circle, of course. And finally, just a reminder that you can get all of that information and more on the Tools for Transformation site. And the New Moon Circle members, as a New Moon Circle member, you can find all of the recordings, the journeys, everything, as well as other resources in your New Moon Circle library. And if you're looking to figure out what area of life this particular Pisces new moon is impacting you, you can go to astro.com, put your birth information in, and take a look at the chart, and just look for the symbol that you will find in the astrological piece that Valanne shares. This symbol here is the Pisces symbol. And so look for that symbol on your chart, and that will show you what house your Pisces is in for you, what area of life is being most powerfully impacted this year. It's a big one, so you might want to pay attention to that especially. And then, of course, you can look in the back of your moon cycle intention journal to get the information about what that area of life is all about for you. So just a reminder, if you have not already looked into it, take a look at our Enlighten Up 2023 March 21st Vision Board Building Circle. We're going to be getting together on that astrological new year under the equinox new moon. It's going to be a powerful time. And if you are interested as a New Moon Circle member, you can use your special discount coupon to register at a special price, and we'll be sending that coupon to you later on this evening. So take a look for it in your email, and until then, be well, and we look forward to seeing you next time.